I'm 26 years old, and I never thought my own brother would look me in the eye and tell me I wasn't good enough to attend his wedding. But that's exactly what happened on a cold March evening when he invited me to coffee, which I now realize was just so he could deliver the news in public, where I couldn't make a scene. My brother Derek is 3 years older than me, and we used to be close. Growing up, we were partners in crime, staying up late watching movies our parents said we were too young for, covering for each other when one of us snuck out. But something shifted when he met Amanda 4 years ago. Amanda came from money, the kind of old money, where people summer in the Hamptons and winter in Aspen. Her family owned a chain of boutique hotels, and she'd never worked a day in her life that wasn't helping with the family business, which seemed to mean posting on Instagram from various luxury locations. Don't get me wrong, she was always polite to me, but there was this subtle distance, like she was evaluating whether I was worth her time. I work as an elementary school teacher. I love my job, even though the pay is terrible and I have to buy classroom supplies with my own money half the time. I live in a small one-bedroom apartment with my rescue cat, and I drive a 10-year-old Honda Civic that makes a weird noise when I turn left. I'm not fancy, but I'm happy. Or, at least I was. The coffee shop meeting happened 2 weeks after Derek and Amanda sent out their wedding invitations. I'd been eagerly waiting for mine, already planning what dress I'd wear, thinking about my speech at the reception about how Derek used to make me mac and cheese when Mom worked late shifts. But no invitation came. When Derek suggested coffee, I thought maybe he wanted to hand-deliver it, make it special. I was so naive. We ordered our drinks. He got some complicated oat milk latte, I got my usual black coffee, and sat down at a corner table. He couldn't quite meet my eyes, which should have been my first clue. "So, I need to talk to you about the wedding," he started, stirring his drink obsessively. "Oh, good. I was wondering when I'd get my invitation." "I've been checking the mail every day," I said, smiling. The look on his face made my stomach drop. "That's the thing. Amanda and I have been talking, and we've made some difficult decisions about the guest list. We're trying to keep the wedding really elegant and cohesive, you know? It's going to be at her parents' country club, and there's a certain standard we need to maintain." I didn't understand at first. Okay? I mean, I can dress appropriately. I know it's going to be fancy. He finally looked at me, and I saw something in his eyes I'd never seen before: embarrassment. He was embarrassed of me. "It's not just about the dress, Em. It's about fit. Amanda's entire family is going to be there, her dad's business partners, her mom's society friends, her cousins who are all doctors and lawyers. And then there's our side of the family, which is, more modest." Modest, I repeated, the word tasting bitter in my mouth. "We're inviting Mom and Dad, obviously. But Amanda and I talked about it, and we think it might be better if you sit this one out. The wedding is already expensive enough, and every seat costs money. We'd rather spend that on people who really fit the vision we have for our day." I felt like I'd been slapped. "You're not inviting me to your wedding because I'm not fancy enough? Because I don't fit Amanda's vision? Don't make this into something it's not," he said, his voice taking on that condescending tone he used when he thought I was being unreasonable. "This isn't personal. It's just about creating the right atmosphere. You have to understand, Amanda's parents are paying for most of this, and they have certain expectations. I'm your sister, Derek. Your only sister. And you'll still be my sister after the wedding. This is just one day. You're making it a bigger deal than it needs to be." The cafe suddenly felt too small, too hot. Other people were chatting and laughing, completely unaware that my world was crumbling at table 7. "Does Mom know? Does Dad know you're not inviting me?" He shifted uncomfortably. "We told them last week. They understand. They said it's our wedding and our choice." That hurt almost as much as the exclusion itself. My parents knew and didn't fight for me. Didn't think I deserved to be there either. "Amanda thinks it would be awkward anyway," Derek continued, apparently deciding to twist the knife a little deeper. "She mentioned that you might feel out of place with her friends. They're all very accomplished, and she didn't want you to feel uncomfortable. We're actually doing you a favor when you think about it." I stared at him, this stranger wearing my brother's face, and realized he actually believed what he was saying. He'd convinced himself that excluding me was an act of kindness. What about Aunt Rachel? Uncle Tom? Are they invited? Aunt Rachel is coming. Uncle Tom. He trailed off. We decided to keep it to immediate family on our side. I am immediate family. A few people looked over at us. Derek's jaw tightened. Can you keep your voice down? You're making a scene. I'm making a scene? I could feel tears burning behind my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. You just told me I'm not good enough to watch you get married, and I'm the one making a scene? This is exactly why Amanda worried about inviting you. You always make everything about your feelings. This is our wedding, our day, and we get to decide who's there. I came here to tell you respectfully, as a courtesy, and you're acting like I committed some crime. I stood up, my chair scraping loudly against the floor. You know what, Derek? You're right. It is your day. And clearly I don't meet Amanda's standards, so I guess I'll just stay home. Thanks for the courtesy of telling me in person that I'm an embarrassment to you. Emily, don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I'm being honest. You looked your sister in the eye and told her she's not good enough. That's what happened here. Don't try to dress it up as anything else. I walked out of that coffee shop and cried in my car for 20 minutes before I could drive home. The next few days were a blur of hurt and anger. I kept replaying the conversation, trying to figure out where it had all gone wrong. When had Derek stopped seeing me as a sister and started seeing me as a liability? When had my job, my apartment, my entire life become something to be ashamed of? My mom called 3 days later. I'd been avoiding her calls, but finally picked up. Emily, honey, Derek told me you didn't take the conversation well. Didn't take it well? I felt that anger rising again. Mom, he uninvited me from his wedding. How was I supposed to take it? He didn't uninvite you, sweetie. You were never invited. There's a difference. The casual cruelty of that statement took my breath away. And you're okay with this? Your daughter not being at your son's wedding? She sighed, that long-suffering sigh she used when she thought I was being difficult. It's not about being okay with it. It's about respecting Derek and Amanda's wishes. They're starting their life together, and we need to be supportive. Amanda's family is very important, and if they have certain standards for the wedding, we have to understand that. Standards I don't meet. That's not what I said. But it's what you meant. Another sigh. You're 26 years old, Emily. You need to learn that not everything is about you. This is Derek's wedding. Let him have his day, without causing drama. I hung up shortly after that, feeling more alone than I'd ever felt in my life. The wedding was set for a Saturday in June, 3 months away. I spent those months watching Derek post photos on social media of wedding planning, cake tastings, venue tours, Amanda's dress fittings. He never mentioned me. It was like I didn't exist. 2 months before the wedding, I made a decision. If I wasn't good enough for Derek's wedding, then I was going to spend that weekend doing something that made me feel valuable. I'd been saving money for over a year for a trip, and I decided the wedding weekend was the perfect time to go. I booked a 5-day trip to Maui. A beautiful beachfront hotel, snorkeling tours, a helicopter ride over the island. It cost most of my savings, but I didn't care. I needed this. I needed to remind myself that I had worth, even if my own family couldn't see it. I didn't tell anyone about the trip. I just quietly made my plans and counted down the days. What I didn't know, what I couldn't have known, was that my absence would become the least of Derek's problems. Because while I was planning my escape to Hawaii, his perfect, elegant wedding was about to implode in the most spectacular way possible. The week before the wedding, I was already mentally checked out. I'd requested the time off work, packed my bags, and even got a new swimsuit for the trip. My excitement about Hawaii was the only thing keeping me going through the passive-aggressive family group chat where everyone discussed wedding details like I didn't exist. I flew out Thursday afternoon, 2 days before Derek's Saturday wedding. As the plane took off, I felt this weight lift off my shoulders. For the first time in months, I wasn't thinking about what I'd done wrong or how I could be good enough. I was just free. Friday in Maui was perfect. I slept in, had breakfast overlooking the ocean, and spent the afternoon snorkeling. I'd turned off notifications from the family group chat and only checked my phone occasionally. There were a few messages from my mom asking if I'd reconsidered coming to the wedding, even just for the ceremony, which I ignored. This was my time. Saturday morning, the day of the wedding, I woke up early to watch the sunrise. I thought about Derek briefly, wondered if he was nervous, if Amanda was happy. But mostly I just felt peaceful, like I'd made the right choice for once. I spent the day on a catamaran tour, swimming in crystal clear water and drinking mai tais. The wedding ceremony was scheduled for 4 p.m. their time, which was 10 a.m. Hawaii time. I was floating in the Pacific Ocean at the exact moment my brother was supposed to be getting married. At around 11 a.m. Hawaii time, 3 p.m. back home, I checked my phone during a break on the boat. My stomach dropped. 27 missed calls. 56 text messages. 12 voicemails. My hands shook as I scrolled through the notifications. Messages from my mom, my dad, Aunt Rachel, even numbers I didn't recognize. Every single one marked urgent. The first text I opened was from my mom, sent 2 hours earlier. Mom, Emily, call me right now. Mom, this is an emergency. Where are you? Mom, your brother needs you. Please call immediately. My heart started racing. Had someone died? Was Derek hurt? Despite everything, he was still my brother. I quickly scrolled to find a message that would tell me what happened. It was Aunt Rachel who finally spelled it out. Aunt Rachel, Amanda called off the wedding.
She's gone.
Derek is having a complete breakdown, and he's asking for you. Please come home. I read the message 3 times, sure I was misunderstanding. Amanda called off the wedding? The wedding that I wasn't good enough to attend? I checked the timestamp on the family group chat I'd muted. The messages started around 2 p.m. their time, an hour before the ceremony was supposed to start. Dad, everyone stay calm. There's been a situation. We're figuring it out. Mom, Amanda's not answering her phone. Has anyone seen her? Aunt Rachel. Her bridesmaids said she left the venue. They don't know where she went. Uncle Tom. Her parents are threatening to leave. This is a disaster. Mom, someone find Emily. Derek keeps asking for his sister. My phone rang in my hand.
Mom.
I answered. Emily. Oh, thank God. Where are you? I'm in Hawaii, Mom. What's going on? Aunt Rachel said Amanda called off the wedding. She's gone. My mom's voice was bordering on hysterical. She left a note saying she couldn't go through with it and just disappeared. 200 guests are at the country club. There's $50,000 worth of flowers and food, and the bride is gone. Derek is devastated. He's locked himself in one of the hotel rooms and won't talk to anyone. He keeps saying he needs you. You need to get on a plane right now. I stood there on the deck of the catamaran, sun beating down on me, trying to process what I was hearing. Mom, I can't just get on a plane. I'm in Hawaii. It would take at least 12 hours to get home, probably longer. Then start traveling. Your brother needs you. This is a family emergency. The brother who told me I wasn't good enough to attend his wedding? Silence. Then, Emily, this is not the time for your hurt feelings. Derek is falling apart. His fiancée just humiliated him in front of everyone. Whatever happened between you two, he's your brother, and he needs you now. I felt that familiar guilt trying to claw its way at my throat, but something in me resisted. What happened? Why did Amanda leave? We don't know. She won't answer anyone's calls. Her parents are furious. They're saying Derek must have done something. It's a nightmare. Please, Emily. Please come home. I need to think about this. I'll call you back. Emily. I hung up. My phone immediately started ringing again. I declined the call and opened my text messages. Now that I knew what to look for, I could see the full timeline of the disaster. 2:15 p.m. Dad. Amanda's not in her dressing room. Bridesmaids say she got a phone call and then left. 2:30 p.m. Mom. Her car is gone from the parking lot. This can't be happening. 2:45 p.m. Aunt Rachel. Guests are starting to ask questions. The wedding planner is panicking. 3 p.m. Dad. Found a note in Amanda's dressing room. All it says is, I can't do this. I'm sorry. Derek saw it and lost it. 3:15 p.m., Mom. They're asking guests to leave. The wedding is canceled. Derek won't come out of the room. 3:30 p.m., Dad. Derek is asking for Emily. Where is she? Then the messages directed at me started flooding in. Mom. Emily, your brother needs you. Where are you? Dad. Emily, please respond. This is serious. Derek. Are you there? I need my sister. That last message broke something in me. For months, I wasn't his sister. I wasn't good enough to be his sister. But now, when his perfect life fell apart, suddenly I was needed? Another call came through. This time it was Derek. I stared at his name on my screen, finger hovering over the answer button. I answered. His voice was wrecked, hoarse like he'd been crying. Is that you? Yeah, it's me. Where are you? Mom said you're in Hawaii? Why are you in Hawaii? The absurdity of the question almost made me laugh. Because I wasn't invited to your wedding, Derek. Remember? Please. I need you. Everything is she's gone. Amanda's gone. She left me. At our wedding. In front of everyone. I could hear him crying, and despite everything, my heart hurt for him. I'm sorry that happened to you. I really am. Can you come home? Please? I need my sister. I'm sorry about everything I said. I was an idiot. I was so stupid. Please come home. And there it was. The apology I'd wanted for months, delivered only because he needed something from me. Derek, I'm in Hawaii. I can't just snap my fingers and appear. It's a 12-hour trip minimum. Then get on a plane. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for anything. Just please come home. Everyone's looking at me like I'm pathetic. Mom and Dad are trying, but they don't get it. I need you. I closed my eyes, feeling the ocean breeze on my face, hearing the laughter of other tourists around me, having the time of their lives. What happened? Why did she leave? I don't know. His voice cracked. She got a phone call during hair and makeup, and then she just left. She won't answer my calls. Her parents won't tell me anything. They just said I should have been honest, and then they left too. I don't understand what's happening. 2 hours ago, I was getting married, and now my entire life is destroyed. Something in his words snagged my attention. Her parents said you should have been honest? Honest about what? I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. I didn't lie about anything, but there was something in his voice, an edge of panic that didn't quite fit. Derek, is there something you're not telling me?
No.
I can't do this over the phone. Please just come home. Once you get here, I'll explain everything. I just need you here. You're the only one who really knows me. You're the only one I can trust. The only one he could trust. After he told me I wasn't good enough to be at his wedding. My phone buzzed with another call. My mom trying to conference in. Then another text from my dad. Emily, I'm begging you.
Come home.
Your brother is in crisis. I looked around at the beautiful Hawaiian ocean, at my half-finished Mai Tai on the deck, at the freedom I'd finally found. I need to think about this, I told Derek. Think about it? I'm falling apart. How can you just? Because 3 months ago you told me I wasn't worthy of being at your wedding, Derek. You looked me in the eye and said I didn't fit Amanda's vision. That I wasn't accomplished enough, fancy enough, good enough. And now that your perfect life exploded, you want me to drop everything and rescue you. That was Amanda. That was all Amanda's idea. I didn't want to not invite you, but she insisted, and I thought I had to choose her. I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake. Please don't punish me for it now when I need you most. Something about that didn't ring true, but I was too overwhelmed to pick it apart. I'll call you back in an hour, I said and hung up before he could argue. I sat down on the deck, my mind spinning. Part of me, the part that had been trained my whole life to be the good daughter, the supportive sister, was already mentally planning how to get to the airport. But another part of me, the part that had been growing stronger since that coffee shop conversation, was asking a different question. Why should I save him when he wouldn't even let me stand beside him? My phone continued to explode. I scrolled through the messages, and that's when I saw it, A text from a number I didn't recognize. Unknown. Hi, Emily. This is Sarah, Amanda's sister. We met briefly at Derek's birthday last year. I think you should know the truth about why Amanda left. Can we talk? My heart started pounding. I replied immediately. Yes. Call me. Within seconds, my phone rang. Emily. A woman's voice, shaky but determined. This is Sarah. I'm so sorry to reach out like this, but I felt like you deserved to know. Amanda didn't just get cold feet. She found out something this morning that changed everything. What did she find out? Derek's been lying. About a lot of things. His job, his finances, even about your family. Amanda hired a private investigator last month because some things weren't adding up. The report came this morning. My blood ran cold. What kind of lies? He told Amanda his family was modest, but that he came from money that he'd chosen not to accept. He said your parents had a trust fund for him that he refused on principle. He said you were estranged from the family because of some falling out, that you'd been causing problems, and that's why he couldn't invite you. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. None of that is true. We know that now. The investigator found out Derek's been living way beyond his means trying to fit into Amanda's world. He's got over $100,000 in credit card debt that he hid from her. He took out loans using fake salary documents. And the stuff about you, Amanda found out he lied about why you weren't invited. She saw the text where he called you an embarrassment. That's what she couldn't forgive. Not the debt, but the lying and the cruelty. I couldn't breathe. My brother hadn't just excluded me. He'd created an entire false narrative where I was the problem. Emily, are you still there? Yeah, I'm here. Amanda wanted me to tell you she's sorry. She didn't know the truth until today. If she had known, she would have insisted you were invited. For what it's worth, she's horrified by how Derek treated you. Where is she now? On a plane to her cousin's place in Colorado. She's done. She's not going back to him. After we hung up, I sat there staring at my phone as it continued to light up with messages from my family begging me to come home and save Derek from the consequences of his own lies. And for the first time since this whole nightmare began, I started to laugh. Not a happy laugh, a slightly unhinged, can you believe this is my life laugh that made the couple next to me edge away slightly. My brother had destroyed his own wedding with lies. Lies that included making me the villain. And now, everyone wanted me to rush home and help him pick up the pieces. I opened the family group chat and started typing. I'm in Hawaii because Derek told me I wasn't good enough to attend his wedding. I'm staying in Hawaii because apparently his wedding imploded due to lies he told about me, among other things. Talk to Sarah, Amanda's sister, if you want the truth. I'll be home Tuesday. Derek can wait. I hit send, turned off my phone completely, and ordered another Mai Tai. Whatever fallout was happening back home, they created it. Not me. And for once in my life, I wasn't going to rush in to clean up a mess I didn't make.